a married couple to another married couple. How long have you been together?
Um, we've been married almost 10 years. We've been together 12 or so. Yeah.
Nice. And did you meet like doing film stuff?
Oh gosh, no. That came later. We actually met at a friend's Christmas party over a chocolate fountain. Yeah, we're total chocoholics. So.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
So that's our meeting story. But Kevin had been into film when he was younger. Here, I'll let you start.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
So I dabbled in it like a long time ago, and then took a very long hiatus, and then I guess got back into it about 2 years ago. And this is actually the third of 4 films we've knocked out in the past year and a half or so.
Wow. Are they all sort of the same type of film?
No, not. The first one was an action movie, sort of a female Jason Bourne-esque type of thing. And then there was a short horror, this one, and then we just did another one that's actually premiering at a film festival next week about a average dude who kind of works in a convenience store by day, but by night he is kind of like a superhero who fights space ninja who jump out of an interdimensional portal that forms in his toilet. It's really
And you
good.
wrote all of these things. You came up with all of these ideas, Kevin?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So who were you influenced by? Like, who's your favorite? Because I know you got a favorite character, or favorite director, movie, or something.
Gosh, there's so many, but right now I kind of have a man crush on James Gunn. He's sort of my hero at the moment.
Nice, nice. So I don't know, like Annabelle had been mentioned before, also tonight and last night by people. And I don't know if you guys could agree, but I kind of definitely got like that North Carolina vibe from like The Conjuring and all that. You know, is that like, I don't know, has that house been like used before? Whose house was that?
Oh, so that house is actually my director of photography's house. We were talking about doing a horror film, and when I started telling him about this idea, and I was like, you know, something with angels, and he was just sort of quiet for a while. And then he was like, I think you need to come over and see my house, because we pretty much had to do very little dressing of that. His wife is into angels and has angel statues all over the place. So it just sort of, it was sort of like a very cosmic providence thing that sort of happened.
And I have to tell you that her house is very warm and welcoming and lovely. It's not creepy at all. We made it creepy for the movie. She was so disappointed. She's like, I hate that my house is creepy, but it worked out really well.
Yeah.
Nice. And did that have to do with like the editing? Did you do most of the editing afterwards?
Most of it. The special effects were also done by my director of photography, who's sort of a special effects wizard.
Nice. So did you kind of like put the darkness in afterwards?
Yeah, well, what's funny is the house, we made it look like it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's on one of the busiest streets.
Huh.
I mean, there was traffic going by constantly, so we had to constantly pause and let the traffic go by and wait for the red light and then shoot those scenes on the porch real fast and then try to knock it out, but yeah.
Wow. Yeah, like everybody's been saying there's so much that goes into every film.
Yeah.
And well, I had you listed as the writer, director, and you as the producer, but I just recently learned that you do more production work, and then, you know, is kind of looking at what you do and script supervisor, and you're probably his editor, right?
Not really.
She definitely
it's so we usually say that I'm producer because I give him the budget.
Sugar mama.
How much he's allowed to spend.
Nice, I hear you.
And I think our total budget for this one, between the $12 I spent on wardrobe, $90 or so we spent on making sure that the wings got put together. It was, including catering, probably $200-300, and that was about it.
That's awesome. And then
But the crew that we work with have the equipment, you know, plenty of, between us and the folks who are working on it, plenty of lighting, the cameras, the jib?
Yeah.
That thing?
Yeah.
So that definitely helps.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was just an amazing creative group of people that we've connected with and we've been able to do this with.
They're the best. We couldn't have done it without them. It was Oh, I was just gonna say, we're trying to make this very serious picture, and we're like giggling like little schoolgirls through most of it. It was just so much fun to work with everyone.
Yeah.
It just brought so much, creativity and passion.
Nice. Did you meet these people through this film, or you knew them before?
Before we've worked on a few others before that. We just wanted to keep working together. And
That's
trying
awesome.
Stuff out, so.
Yeah, for sure. And then your actors and your actors, were they just local talent that you found, or have they been in the industry? Or?
Yeah, they've done some stuff, but they're friends of mine, and like I said, we've worked on a few other things together. We just wanted to do something together as a group, and that's sort of what we came up with. So, yeah.
Nice.
So Shane, who plays the husband,
yeah.
he's been in every one of
Every one of my
your
films.
films.
And
Oh, and no, except Hello, because it was only Kylene and Mike,
Yeah,
so it was only
but,
2 people in it.
quick
But
story about
he's-
the dad character.
Yeah.
I told him to play the creepiest character he could, and I think afterwards, I said, "Where did that character come from?" He's like, "Oh, I was just acting like my father-in-law or something." So,
stepfather,
Stepfather,
grandfather,
yeah, something like that,
Somebody
yeah.
in his family.
So-
All right, that's off the record, folks.
yeah, that's kind of.
That's a little secret
Yeah.
tidbit you get for being here tonight. But
Yeah.
so do you guys? What do you want to do? Are you gonna stay? For one thing, are you gonna stay filming in North Carolina? Because you live here and you have your
live
roots
in
here.
Charlotte. We own our house. We
Right, I hear
have
ya.
day jobs, so
Mhm.
we are definitely rooted in North Carolina. And there's just been a great group, like I said earlier, a great group of people that we've been able to work with and meeting more over time. So we definitely want to stay.
The tax incentives. Can I just ask you guys
I
about
would
that?
love for them to come back.
See,
Because he had a blast doing extra work, background extra work on a bunch of things being filmed in and around Charlotte.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I know. Actually, I have an old friend who builds sets,
Uh-huh.
and he was actually in Wilmington, and he has since moved to Atlanta.
Yeah, see, Atlanta is,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where it's happening now. But I like how you said building sets. And again, we want to. Have you guys ever made a film at the beach? Okay.
He grew up
Have
on a,
you-
he
have-
grew up on a beach
Oh,
in New
okay.
York. So
all
yeah,
right, all right.
and
Well, New
I-
York beaches are different.
Well, yeah.
Not even real.
Yeah, I'm from upstate New York, but we would go to the Jersey Shore, and that's like, woo, yes. And that is different, completely different than
Yes.
here. And this is kind of similar to like Wilmington, but it's very different too. And you guys got into town late last night, right?
Yesterday afternoon.
Yesterday. So
Late in the
did you have a
afternoon.
chance to? Have you been here before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
Vacationed here.
Oh,
Love
yeah,
it.
see?
Love it.
yeah. So see, you could just get like a beach house for the crew, and I'm sorry, I'm just
Actually,
trying
I
to
have
bring.
a connection for that.
Yeah. Yeah, you should, because there's lots of local talent here.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to inspire our own local filmmakers, but I mean, we would love to have that here because we need the work, our economy, you know, and just like you said, the set builders, there's so many pieces of work that go into every single tiny production, and it could just provide a lot of jobs. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so that would be awesome. So next time you need the beach, you got the hookup over here.
I'm willing to come to the beach anytime.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Nice. Well, I'm gonna see if there's any questions from you guys.
Where's your next film festival that you were talking about?
So we've got 3 next Saturday.
And Sunday.
And Sunday, yeah. The 100 Words in Charlotte, Reedy Reels in Greenville, and I think the Sylvia Theater Film Festival in York, all next Saturday.
And Sunday.
And Sunday. And then the other film, the one where the dude jumps out of the toilet, that's also going to be at the Carborough Film Festival in November as well. So,
Wow. So all those are in North Carolina except for the New York one. Or
All of them.
yeah, they're
All
all
of
North
them.
Carolina.
Well,
Oh,
north
okay.
and south.
gotcha.
Oh, Greensville, South Carolina.
Yeah. So do you guys go? Do you usually try to attend?
If I, yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
totally.
Nice, nice. Well, yes.
Bravo on, what is it, cinematography? When you fade out, like
Yeah.
you faded in on the tire slashers and the little angels on the mug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that I thought was very well done.
Oh, gosh, thank you.
You guys lost me on the wife who sounds like a New York stockbroker. Can you
She's from
just-
Jersey.
Can you justify, I mean, I love the dress.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, justify the New York stockbroker.
So there's a lot that's alluded to about their past in there, and when I originally came up with the idea, it was a bigger, broader story that was whittled down into that. But they have a backstory that's kind of just hinted at. They've been around a while, and they've had a daughter that has somehow transitioned. So they do have a story that would be in the sequel if and when I ever make one.
Or the full-length production,
Or the
if
full-length
it comes
version,
to
if
that.
and when it ever happens. But yeah, they have a story to them that might explain why they talk and why they are the way they are. But yeah,
Two-part question, and also,
Sure.
Is it true that you can make the rain, or did you catch a rainy night? Because it was perfect, it was perfect.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a do-it-yourself rainmaker.
Wow.
Again, my
Really good.
my camera guy, special effects wizard, noodled around in his basement. He came up with what we called the Raininator 5000 and like the Lightinator 6000, and that was all just stuff that he made in his house.
He's handy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
very handy.
Yeah.
So that's, again, why it was so inexpensive to make,
Yeah.
because, you know, it was a $10 or $12 trip to Lowe's or Home Depot. And the funny thing is, we actually had to delay filming one of the nights because it was storming.
Yeah.
We were doing outside shots and couldn't because of the rain.
Yeah, the exact weather we were trying to create was actually happening.
Yeah, I know with the camera equipment, you can't really.
No.
It
can't
can
get
be
that
a
wet.
they don't like getting wet very much. So.
Yeah.
Three-part question, I'm so sorry, but was her dress a vintage Gunny Sacks?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what.
The actress actually provided it. It was part of her. I think it might have belonged to her niece, but just something that she brought a few different things, and he thought that would give it the most creepy vibe.
Most character too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
And I just saw that you were also craft supervisor. What does that mean exactly?
I made sure that the vegetarians among us got the right food, and everybody else got food that they would eat, and yeah, a little bit of everything. Being mom
Nice.
on set.
I hear you, but you guys actually don't have any kids, do you?
No.
No, but you still came up with this idea about the daughter and.
Because waking up to somebody in the room freaks him out, and kids kind of freak him out.
Yeah, I sort of put the two together.
Kevin has a fear of children.
It's justified.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm sure that's a long story. Any other questions? Yes.
How long did it take you to film it?
I think it was 5 Saturday nights.
Yeah,
over the
5 or
course-
6.
Over the course of like a month and a half.
Yes.
So this may have already been answered with the discussion of the sequel, but the only thing that I was confused on is why the husband and wife held hands for a second and then let it go. And so can you give us a little bit so we can?
Because no matter what a husband does, it's never enough for a wife. That's the most honest answer. Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like a little character thing that we just wanted to throw in just to give them a little more character. Just that they have this history together, and he's always trying to please his wife, and it's never enough. I think it's the wife that came up with the whole plan of like luring in tourists and killing them because she's, you know, even though they have a monster for a daughter, that's their child, and she'll do anything for it. And I think the husband is just being a good husband, sort of going along with it. So he's like, well, I guess I'll replace the floorboards again. And she's like, you do it. You go do your husbandy thing, and I'm just gonna have my daughter time.
Yeah,
So-
I felt that she was, I thought that she was just, that she was married to her daughter, or in love with her daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah, I think the husband just serves more of a purpose at that point. and-
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Sure.
Great film.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's very deep, and I know as a mom, if losing a child, I think I would still like the Oz zombie version. I don't know, baby. Would you help me lead in unsuspecting tourists to feed our child? Yeah, for sure, right? Yeah.
Somebody else had a
Yes.
question?
This is an architectural question. I was just very fascinating with the door in the closet.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where does that door go?
It goes into like a attic crawl space.
That is horrifying.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, when I was telling,
Yes.
when I was telling Scott Strange, the DP, about the idea, he's like, "You really got to come over and see my house."
That is.
And he
That's weird.
yeah, he gave me the tour, and he opened up, and he's like, "And look in the closet," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy."
Hobbit door.
Yep.
Yeah, it was perfect.
And the antiques were handed down from mostly Linda's family. The creepy doll on the bed, the porcelain doll, yeah, authentic antique. It's like 100 years old.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they know people from The Conjuring? Like, is that?
No.
Well, you know, some things are based on real stories. And in North Carolina, I guess over there in your area, you probably have a lot of local folklore like we do over here. And yeah, we don't have like the really old timey houses too much around like on the beach area. But yeah, like over there, I could definitely get that North Carolina touch. And yeah, for sure. Yes.
So how many, you've already said about how many angels were in the house, but how many angels did you have to bring in? Because I was noticing things like on the back of the chairs, there was almost like a wing motif and things like that. So it seemed to repeat through the...
That was all in the house.
Yeah.
I went to a thrift shop and we bought the mug with
Yes.
the angels and a vase to give to Linda as a thank you. And I don't know if the vase was really, it was on the table the whole time, the dining table where Lori was drinking her tea.
Yeah.
But that was all we had to do to get.
Yeah.
Scott Strange actually found the old photos that were in all the frames and photoshopped the actors' faces in for the family shots.
Yeah, and the portrait of the little girl in the dining room was just something he found by accident at a yard sale, like shortly before we started shooting. So we based the daughter around that image.
Nice, that's awesome. And just one more thing about, oh, we do have another question, yes.
What exactly was the daughter?
Her name is Connor Bennett, the actress.
Yeah, so what exactly was she? Again, I sort of have a very loose backstory for how she went from being a precious little angel to something that eats tourists.
We kept calling her Demon Child.
Yeah, demon child or demon baby. But I don't know, maybe there'll be a sequel someday.
Or full-length version.
Or something, but yeah.
Because you guys like, somebody help us out here. We want to do a full feature.
Yeah. It something to do with witchcraft, I'm sure. Thanks.
The checking under the bed, I do that in a strange place. I thought that was a good move.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I always look under the bed and in the
Yeah,
closet.
who checks under the bed?
No hesitation there.
Yeah.
Inspired by real life.
And just one more thing I wanted to ask you real quick before I forget is the stunt driving. So,
Oh gosh.
because I watched the credits and I didn't notice that before, and I'm like, and then now I've met you last night. I'm like, what? What happened there?
Well, so all of the scenes where our actress was behind the wheel, the car was actually parked.
Yeah.
And some rain, we had water coming down. The raininator was above the car. But the actual exterior shots of the car driving down, it's a road close to our house leading to a business park that had enough of a mountain look to it that we decided, with the quick shots it would work. So we got his car and my car. The director of photography was at the back of his car. And I just had to drive like a crazy person down this road.
Yeah, that was
So-
essentially it. And then how we actually did the crash was we actually pushed the car into the bush and then reversed
Filmed
it.
it in
and then
reverse.
reversed the
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him flatten the tire,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he kind of had to figure out a way to do that.
So who drove you guys here?
He did.
Okay. Because you're on vacation.
That's right.
I let him drive when we're not in a rush, but if we have to be somewhere, I'm like, you know, I'm like, I gotta drive, or otherwise I'll just sit there and I'll be like, come on, Matthew. But that's very interesting. So,
It was fun.
Any other questions?
Would this have worked as well if the stranded motorist was a male, a man?
I think they would have employed different tactics. Sort of, we came up with this backstory that they've been doing this a while. They're at the point where they're starting to get cocky. The couple, you know, luring in the tourists. They have different ways to lure them in at different times of day and different things they try, depending on who's in the room. So if it was a man, they would have probably done a different route. Probably the husband would have taken more of the lead in getting them to convincing him to stay and, you know, get up
But-
there.
But the special tea would still be involved.
Yes, specialty. But yeah, I think it would work. I'd like to believe they've actually had cars crash with multiple people get out, so they have ways to you know, deal with large parties, not just single drivers. But yeah.
It's keeping marriage exciting for all those years. Like, let's see what we can do this time.
That's how they spice up.
All those decades.
Yeah,
or
I know, and they
centuries.
never get caught, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think those things happen all the time, but missing people, you know, like, probably happens all the time. Any other questions? All right. Thank you guys so much.